In this video, I'm going to show you how you could remove a white background from any image, and I'll show you how to save that image with a transparent background. So let's start with this logo. This logo has a white background and it's just on one layer. I just opened it with Photoshop. So first thing we want to do is we want to unlock this layer. I'm going to double click here, unlock it, name it if you want to, press OK. Now you have an unlocked layer. Now the fastest way to select the white background that I like is coming up here and choosing quick selection tool. And now these are my settings on the quick selection tool that I have for this image. Now if I just click and drag here around the logo, it just quickly did the selection for me. Photoshop is smart enough to know this is a white background. Now if I press delete, it deletes the white background just like that. Now I'm gonna press Command Z, Control Z on a PC, and I'll get this back. And if you press Command D or Control D on a PC, you could deselect your selection so you could start over. So if you went over like this, and if you press delete, it's gonna delete part of your logo. Just Command Z and then Command D, that will deselect. So again, drag, delete. And now if I press V for the move tool, I could just move this around. I could put it in a different file and I could save it with this transparent background. Now let me show you the same thing with a more difficult selection, and I'll show you another way to do this. So I'll go over here. Now I have this white background here. Again, first thing I want to do is double click and unlock this layer. It allows me to do these things. If I don't unlock it, I can't do some of these things I'm going to show you. Press OK. Again, you could do the same thing if you wanted to, and you could kind of drag around your model, and then it just did the selection. Press delete. If you missed a spot, you could come here and press delete. But let me go back a couple of steps and show you a different way to do this. So let me press Command D to deselect again. So another way to select white is to come up here, select color range. And with that, let me just make sure this is set to quick mask. And with that, you could just select your model out. So if I change the fuzziness, you see the setting fuzziness, if I bring it up, it's starting to select the part of my model's face. If I bring it down, if I bring it all the way down, you see starting to not select some of these part of the white in the shadows. So I just want the fuzziness to be somewhere in between selecting my model's face and selecting more of this background. So let me show you, this is a little bit of a difficult selection. So if I bring it up here, it's gonna select my model's face a little bit, and I'll show you how to remove that. So let's say at a 50, I press OK. And now if you see my selection, it's around my model. It has most of the white here, but as you could see, her teeth are not selected, her eyes. So what I could do here is I could again go to quick selection. And if I hold Option or Alt here, you see this minus sign, I could just make sure these selections are included so they don't get cut. So right here, little bit right here. Again, I could zoom in and then I could do this. And then if I let go of Alt, you see I get a plus sign. So again, I could just make sure my selection is perfect around my model, exactly how I wanted it to be. Again, do this. Let me go back. I'm just pressing Command minus sign here. And now if I press delete, it deletes the white around my model. Let me undo that. While this selection is here, you see the selection is here, my whites, I could do one more thing. I could come up here to select and go to select and mask. This gives me a little bit more option in refining my edges. So my radius, I could raise the radius, and you see what it's doing around my model. If I go low and if I go high, it just makes the selection more tighter around my model. I could feather it, smooth it. I could just give it some of these settings just to make the selection a little more defined. Here I had my transparency about half. That's how I could see it this way. I could press OK, and then it just refines my selection a little bit from what I previously had. Now I could press delete, and this is pretty much gonna get you close to where you want. I'm gonna press Command D, and that's gonna deselect. So if you don't like the feathering like I have here, you could go ahead and change that. And if you want more of these whites gone, you could just again go to quick selection and just select some of these and just press delete if some of these things in the shadows are bothering you. Again, a lot of the times you're not gonna have those issues, especially with a logo. It's such a quick selection, but with a person you may have these issues. So make sure you really dive in there and use the quick selection to take out those whites. Again, if I press V, I could move this to a new Photoshop file. If I created a new Photoshop file with a different background, for example, let's say I just picked a red background. And if I put that here, I could then select my logo here and move it over to this Photoshop file and drop it here, and it would be on top of a different background. Another way is if you want to save this, if you want to bring it to a video file or somewhere outside of Photoshop, you go up here, press save as, and you want to save it as a PNG. PNG comes with a transparent background. A JPEG does not. JPEG is going to automatically add a white background. So make sure you select PNG, select where you want to save it, and save. And this is fine. I'm gonna press OK. Now let me just show you on the desktop how you save that image. I'm just gonna minimize this. This is the JPEG, it had the white background. Now this is the PNG, the background's transparent. I hope this video was helpful. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for a lot more tutorials just like this one. Hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.